Alright people, I'm getting sick of messing around with this guy's engine, so let's get this one ready to go back in the car. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Make It and Break It. My name's Andrew. Today, we're back to working on our Project RX-8 Doritos Locos race car build, and we're trying to get our new engine, the one in the back, ready to go back in our car. And that means we got to pull one more thing off of our old engine here, and then start getting everything assembled over on this guy. First thing we got to do is pull the exhaust manifold off of the old engine, and I'll show you why. So our new engine was harvested kind of like you would at sort of any junkyard harvest. So stuff was cut. That's why we have a bunch of just spare hoses hanging off the engine, right? And also, it looks like the exhaust manifold to mid-pipe bolts were seized. So instead of taking a lot of time to get them off like I did, the people who pulled this engine just cut them off, and I'll show you what that did to the flange. Alright. So we're sitting down here. This is our new engine, right? And this, you can see this flange. This one's not too bad. See a little bit of heat scoring, a little bit of right there. If we go look at this side, you can see someone where they took the torch and they just cut the back out of this flange. So that's not going to seal appropriately with new fasteners. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go pull the exhaust manifold off this one, which is actually perfectly intact as far as I can tell, although it was missing one of the nuts or bolts or whatever is holding this thing in right here. So it was missing at least one fastener, which is a little concerning, but I mean, everything about this car has been like just slightly concerning. There's just been little things missing all over the place, so I'm really not surprised that we're missing an exhaust fastener bolt. So we're gonna get this one off and then get this thing out of the way, and then what we have to do is we have to actually get this exhaust off. So there's a couple, it's gonna be a little sketch. So what we have is we have the engine, transmission, and they did not pull the brace that goes between your transmission and your exhaust manifold. So what we're gonna have to do here is actually lift this up, get to the bottom here and pull that, and probably get back over here to pull the starter. We'll probably need a little bit of space to get to those bottom bolts. And then we'll rotate this and split them a little bit so that we got the engine over here, because that's easier for our lift to get to, and then the transmission hopefully pointing back that way. And we'll actually then separate the transmission from the engine. And then we can, once we do all that, we can start putting the oil lines we pulled off this, the exhaust manifold and everything. We can start putting those on that, because then we're less likely to damage it moving it around. And we can then throw that back in here hopefully tomorrow. That's kind of the plan for today. Let's see if we can't make that happen. Kind of see behind me, transmission is off. Let's take a look real quick and I'll show you a couple things. So we have everything separated, and this clutch looks not nearly as nice as the old one, but I don't really want to take it off, so we'll give it a shot and see how it goes. You notice I still have the rag on the intake stuff. I didn't want like chains and stuff knocking some crap in there, so our intakes have been, I think, clean. Let's see. You might have seen at the end there, I was swapping harnesses, so that's like the main power harness. So there's the old one there, and that was the one that's missing the connection for the fuse box. So I put the new one on. It's kind of just hanging out and around. It's coming out here. That would be our fuse box connections, and those run to the battery and crap. We'll also pull the exhaust, and now you can kind of see a little bit better what they look like. So if we get in here, zoom in, see that? That's where they took a torch to these bolts to get them out, as opposed to our old one, which looks pretty. So we're gonna go put this one on. I have a new exhaust gasket, and I left the air pump stuff on because I really didn't feel like taking it off, and it's pretty easy to put back on with the air pump valve installed. Although when we're pulling off the exhaust, I noticed another thing was broken. So if you see this connector right there, this is supposed to be right here, like that, but it broke off. So this is the oil metering pump sensor switch something or other, and we need that to actually, you know, work. So luckily I have another one of these, because you can't get this sensor switch separate. You have to buy a new oil metering pump to get one. So luckily I have one on my old motor that works, and it looks like this harness's connector is fine. It's the connector to the backside into the metering pump switch that's broken. So I'll pull this off and we'll get this swapped out, and then we'll start working on our intake system and getting everything put back together. All right, it's very late. I'm gonna go to bed here soon, but the engine's kind of back together. So we put all our old, the upper intake is from our old motor. Pretty much everything else is still new motor. I gotta pull the front alternator belt still, because that thing's super chewed up and my old one looked fine. So we're gonna pull that, and then that one little package up top is the heater core-ish hose that I still need to put on, but I don't really feel like doing that tonight, so that's just gonna happen tomorrow. We're putting it in. Place is a freaking disaster right now. Got parts all over the place, and that's probably gonna be the case until I'm done putting the engine back in, which will hopefully be tomorrow. So yeah, pretty excited. We got everything transferred over that we wanted to, put some new spark plugs in, put our new ignition system in. Pretty much the only new parts we have left that are gonna go on the car are stuff we can't put on the engine until it's sitting in the engine bay. So like the new motor mounts and the new starter that we got are gonna go on at that point. Pretty successful, I think. I'm very excited to get this motor in the car and get the car out of the garage so I can clean up and get some other stuff done with my life. Yeah, so next time we're gonna take this thing here and throw this engine in here. So yeah, if you want to see someone bumble around, definitely stay tuned. The next couple episodes on this will be throwing this thing together. That's it for this episode of our Project Doritos Locos RX-8 race car. Thanks for watching, everyone. My name's Andrew. If you like this video, definitely throw a like. And if you have some horrific news that I did something completely wrong and have to pull it again, please let me know with a comment. If you like what we're doing in this channel, we got our Project Pepper Tenere over there, which will make an appearance here soon again. We got our RX-8 build. We got some 3D printing stuff coming up. We got some track days. We go out and do stuff too. It's not just builds here. So if that stuff sounds cool, then definitely check us out. Hit subscribe, ding that bell icon so that you get notified when a new video comes up. And yeah, that's about it for us today. So thanks for watching, everyone. Again, my name is Andrew. This is Make It and Break It. We hit some interesting roadblocks. Some stuff was broken on this engine that I didn't necessarily expect it to be. But in the end, we didn't make it hard. We just kind of made it up and worked our way through it. So until next time, I'll see you guys later.